Hello and welcome to this recording and training on the group learning projects in the Harvard Managementor, particularly the Harvard Managementor version 11. If you are watching this video, you are someone who is participating in a program involving that Harvard Managementor. It may be the Management Skills Development Series that we have here at Knowledge Bridge Consulting, or it may be that your company has access to the entire suite of the Harvard Managementor program, and you are a part of a structured development program that includes completing a learning project as a part of your certification process. Now, what I intend to cover in this brief training is the purpose of the group learning project and how to access the resources and how to execute the program itself. Before I go there, let me give you a background to the inclusion of the group learning projects in the Harvard Managementor program. For many years, one of the major concerns and one of the major concerns still for human resource and training professionals, for the CEOs of companies, was the extent to which the training that they provided for their teams was being reflected on the ground. And one of the things that we understand is that it is good to know something theoretically and conceptually, but it really makes no difference if that isn't applied in the organization, if that isn't applied on the ground, if that doesn't make a difference to the key strategic intentions or objectives of the organization. So the learning project, as is included in the Harvard Management at this point, is a way for the learner to take the concept from the domain of theory to the practicalities of it. And it allows them to begin to develop the muscles in the skill areas that the modules point about. So there are specific purposes and learning intentions of the group learning project. And these are some of them that have been identified in your module. One, it is a technique for accelerating the learning of the team members' development and the adoption of new behaviors. What we know for sure is that people don't develop the muscles of management by just reading the books. They actually develop it by actually practicing what they've read. This is also an on-the-job activity that is aimed at providing the manager and the team of persons who the manager may choose to partner with to directly experience implementing this knowledge and skills. Now, from time to time, what learners may find is that what is detailed in the concepts may not seem applicable to the context of their organization, but the only way you can really evaluate if it really works is to try it. And this is an opportunity to do that. So managers and team members in the group learning project will discover how these concepts work in their particular situation, and they will simultaneously have direct and tangible impact on the company itself. It's a way to make it okay for persons to experiment, for persons to try new things. And also, typically, the projects are conducted with teams. It addresses real workplace challenges and opportunities, and it allows the participant to really operate in problem-solving mode, something that leaders of organizations really want for their management team, their supervisory team, even their line persons to do, to really operate from a problem-solving context and really engage in a process of continuous learning and reflection. So that's the purpose of the learning projects, to really have the rubber meet the road, to really have the content and the concepts make a difference to the company's strategic objectives. So where do you find the resources for the learning project that you're on? Well, they are in the develop other sections of your Harvard Managementor. As you can see here, we just have a screenshot of that page. And what I definitely encourage all of you who are watching this to do is to go to that area and actually watch this video by Dr. Tihi. It's really exciting and exceptional, and what he underlines and the philosophy that corporate learning at Harvard has adopted is that the best way for you, the learner, to really engage and improve yourself with the material is not only to learn it yourself, but then to turn around and to teach it. So the group learning project is a way for you to become teacher and executor at the same time. And as you're teaching, you're expanding your understanding, and as you're executing, you're building the muscles, the competencies of the particular area. So watch this video, read every aspect of the develop others section, because as a manager that you are, as a leader that you are in your organization, it provides some really good insights on how to be effective, more effective as a leader. In fact, one of the things that Dr. Tihi ends his video with is that bottom line, the leader must teach. Bottom line, the leader must teach. And the learning project actually allows you an opportunity to do that. Now, to get to the specific resource for your project, you're going to go to the Start a Group Project section. And what I want to cover next is some of the tips for initiating these group learning projects. And again, these tips that I'm sharing here is actually provided for you in the module as well. So the first thing here, guys, is that you want to select a project that is applicable. You want to select your projects with care. All right. There's certain things we want you to consider in selecting a project. The project should address the participants' development needs and definitely address a need in the business or the organization. You want to consider projects that best align with and help you achieve your own goals. The project should challenge team members that are part of it, push them out of their comfort zone even, and ideally have them engage in activities that they may not otherwise do. The scope of the project should be appropriate. We don't want you to have the project then become a distraction to your major your core functions in your organization. So we are suggesting that you create projects that you can execute within 30 days. And as you'll see later on, we actually provide you with 2 standard projects in each modules that you can slightly customize for your own purposes. All right. The other things we want to share as you initiate these learning projects is to emphasize learning outcomes as a really essential part of the project itself. So whereas you definitely, it's important that there be business impact for the persons who are engaging on the project with you, the learner, you want to be clear that there are some specific learning intentions that are to be achieved, and you want them to be clear of what those are. Be certain that the project deliverables are clear. And again, if you use the templates that are provided as the core for your projects, then they are actually produced in a clear manner. So the scope of the learning, the extent of the project must be clear to the participants in the project. Tips for supporting learners in the project as you go along. So just to create the context of it, so whatever project you choose, you are going to be executing it for yourself as a manager, and you're also going to be engaging other peers, partners, or even direct reports to engage in the same project you're engaging in as well. It's an opportunity for you to teach them what you have learned. It's an opportunity for you to develop yourself using what you've learned, and support and supervise and develop them as they learn as well. So it's critical, therefore, that in this process you provide timely feedback. You check in with the persons on your team periodically to provide feedback and to offer necessary guidance. Because you may be the only one who actually is on the Harvard Managementor program, which means, therefore, that you would need to develop yourself to do a good job at sharing what you are learning in a way that they can understand it, and in a way that they can begin to execute what they understand. Reinforce the project parameters. Be sure to ensure that the team members don't expand the project beyond what the original scope is, what we have found from time to time is that people get excited by what they're doing, and the project becomes much bigger than you intended to be. And it may, at that point, become a distraction for some other more important or more pressing commitment on the job. Promote opportunities to reflect not only at the end of the project, but during the course of the project. So, have persons stop and take a look at what they've accomplished, what they're learning, what they're experiencing, and share that with project members. And fourthly, at the end of the day, when the project is done, we encourage you to share the project outcomes. Okay, you could have, and there's several ways to do that. You could pull together a group of people and share it. You could just send a note to the director of training, or you could write in your company newsletter about what you got. Find ways to share the project outcomes with your team. So where do you find? So let's talk about crafting and executing, and I'm going to actually be going to a live form and actually show you how this is done. So guys, for those of you on the management skills program, you are to execute one project from any of the 4 modules in your program. For those of you on other programs, you would have already been given directive as to how many projects you need to execute and what the matrix is. So the first thing, guys, is to identify the project module that you're going to be working with. And then, as we said before, each module or each topic has 2 pre-designed project templates. The project is already laid out for you, and it's for you to adopt and customize to your own situation, or you can choose to design a project totally from scratch. It's up to you. Of course, it was up to me. I'm doing the easier one, unless I get really excited by something I want to do from just covering the material. Once you've completed your project, like you've outlined it, who's going to be a part of it, what you're going to do, the timelines, you submit your project to assignment at Careers Consulting. You submit it for all records, because we are going to provide feedback on this to your organization. And also, you want to submit it to us so that we can provide you with feedback on what you're doing, given our experience with working with these projects. The fourth step is you execute the project. You just go through taking on the task, completing the milestones as the project would have outlined. And when you've completed the project, you submit to us the project again, this time including the project outcomes, your reflection, so that you can finally officially complete your program and be eligible for whatever certification there is. So what I'm going to do, just to wrap this up, is to just go to the program itself, look at the actual project template itself, and walk very quickly through how to actually complete that. So let me for a moment go to I want to go to, I think I'm on the wrong thing here. Switch programs, great. So I just want to go to the Harvard Managementor itself. I want you to take a look at that. So here I'm in the Harvard Managementor program, and let's say I'm choosing to do my project in the area of coaching. So I'm going to click on coaching here. I would have already, obviously to do the project on coaching, let me log in again. Obviously to do the project on coaching, you would have covered the concepts in coaching. You would have looked at the tools, looked at the articles, whatever area you choose to have your project be on. And we recommend that the area you choose is the area that you would have identified as the area that would add the biggest impact to your management. So once you choose that area, before you get into the project, you are to complete the review of the entire program. Go to the concepts, understand go to the scenarios, look at all the tools that are available, even read the articles that are in your program. So do all of that, and then once you've done that, you go to the develop others section, and you're going to go right to the projects. Develop others, you're going to start a group project. And again, remember now, so the group project is both a team and yourself are going to be executing the project. Your role is to support them to execute theirs while you execute yours. And because you are the one in the program, you're the one who's going to deepen your understanding by having the opportunity to teach or to train or to support the persons in the group that you have chosen. You can read the guidelines here, but we're going to just go right down to the bottom of the screen, and we're going to just so what you do, you identify if you want to do your project in any of the pre-designed format. So here I just clicked on the well, I'm going to do a project on evaluate and improve coaching skills or prepare to coach. I can choose any one of them. So let's say I picked one, and I'm going to show you what that project would look like. I picked the one on evaluating and improving coaching skills. So this is how you actually walk through this here. Part one, we have already defined the scope of the project for you. All right, here you and team members will complete the coach's self-evaluation checklist to identify areas where your skills and their skills could be improved. And then you're going to undertake activities to accomplish the improvement in the areas that you identified from the coach's self-evaluation checklist. Now, based on the results of the checklist, you and them will devise a short-term plan, maximum 30 days, to address one or two areas that can be improved, one or two areas of coaching that can be improved. And then the team members will work with each other as well as their manager, which may be you, or which may be a separate manager, to refine the plan. Now, the persons who are a part of your group project may be your peers, or it may be direct reports, or it could even be the person, includes one of the persons you report to. All right. So there is no set criteria for who is in it, but clearly whoever is involved, you want to ensure that the outcomes of this project would be something that would be important and beneficial to them in the short term. So that's the project description. It's already laid out for you. And then the project goals, team members will have an opportunity to evaluate and improve their coaching skills. And you can add another goal here for yourself. You could say, team members would be rated as high performing as coaches out of their taking on this exercise. That's up to you. Then, and project participants, you're going to list the persons that are going to be participating with you on this. Now, how many should that be? We suggest that you have at least two other partners, at least two, but certainly 5 to 6 would be great, so that you have a broader based impact in your teams and certainly in your organization. All right. So that's the first part of it. Then again, because this is one of the pre-designed templates, we have already outlined some milestones, some tasks that are to be completed for you to move through. And you will review these, and you can add other elements of the program as you see fit that would create a new project step. But typically, for the pre-designed projects, what we have here would allow you to execute and fulfill on your project intentions. One of the things that you may adjust or alter are the target dates based on what it is that you've chosen to do for yours. But again, we recommend that you use a template as is provided. So obviously, you will see here again very specific things for you and your team members to do. And throughout this process, you're checking in, you're working it yourself, as well as supporting your team members to complete it as well. Now, as you and your team complete a section, then you would tick it off and move. It's going to be your job to manage this project from this template. What we recommend is that you find a way to have it be upfront in your day-to-day activities. So once you're on the project, so it's either right on your desktop, or you have a file right on top of your desk, and you most definitely include it in your calendar as an activity in your management for that period of time, and support and encourage your partners, your group members to do likewise. So you would execute this as is suggested here. Now, once you've executed that, and while you're executing that, you want to start observing what's happening to you, others. You want to encourage them to reflect and to start making notes of what progress you're making. Part three of the program template asks you several questions that allows you to really zoom in on what you're gaining, what you're learning, what you're not learning as well. And you can add questions here that allow you to further elaborate on what you've done. As you complete the project, we invite you to share your results with others. So certainly, you want to share your results with your boss. Certainly, we definitely encourage you to share your results with training and development so that they can get feedback on the effectiveness or the applicability of the program. And certainly, it would encourage them as to with the clarity and the data to stand behind further recommending this program. Certainly for us at KnowledgeWorks, that would also be cool for you to do. So, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this, this is the project. It's it's manageable. It's easy to it's doable. Again, the key thing here is that you take it on in bite size. Have it be something that you execute over a short period of time, and certainly focus on the learning outcomes of the program. Now, if it is that you want further information on the learning projects, firstly, you want to contact your learning partners. And I think most of you would have had a learning partner, or you want to contact the program coordinator here. In this case, Angela. It should be Angela. I apologize for that. And this is our office number and the email address that you can contact her on. Have fun. Have this really make a difference tangibly to your organization. Let the rubber meet the road. My name is Paul Brand. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to the outcomes that really impact the bottom lines of your companies. Goodbye.